Have you ever lived with a messy person? Have you ever lived with lazy and messy? Well, today's Reddit story, the OP wants to know if she's the a-hole for what she did to her brother. It's from the subreddit Am I the A-hole? And it's titled, Am I the a-hole for terrorizing my brother, making him live in his own filth? My brothers are all pigs. We had a very traditional house where girls cleaned and washed dishes from the time we were old enough to walk and stand on chairs, and my brothers never did anything, and as adults cannot even turn a washer on. I very much resented how I felt like I had to raise my own father, and how holidays and weekends were always spent with my brothers and dads laying around and us cleaning. Even Christmas, they got to play with the toys and we went in the kitchen. I did not care about excuses like I was never taught. We are all adults now and they can YouTube and Google whatever they do not know. I learned how to patch walls, change tires, change oils, etc. All the gender stuff I was never taught, so I do not see why he can't as well. My brother got put out by his girlfriend after they had their first kid because he does not help with anything. Since staying with me, I have forced him to do stuff. When he first moved in, my house went from my tidy, clean utopia to a disgusting mess. He would spit sunflower seeds on the floor, hide his food and dirty dishes around the house, spit chew gum behind the coffee machine, feeds from the trash can, hide snacks, food everywhere, smoked on the toilet, and put out cigarettes out on my floor, which is a slap in the face as I asked him not to even smoke inside because I do not smoke. Leave his dirty clothes everywhere, even on the living room floor, etc. Even when he ordered food for himself, he would eat at the table, then leave it for me to put away for him. Anytime he took anything out of the fridge, he would leave it on the table and would often leave the fridge open. I am not joking. I found maggots 3 times from his mess. I lost it and told him to change his behavior totally or get out. Well, he started doing stuff, but as badly as he could. He would put bowls in the dishwashers so they would be filled with nasty water, mop with the same water for days on end, leaving it smelling of rot, do his laundry by putting it in the washer and leaving it for me to finish, put food away by throwing it all over the fridge, spilling food everywhere. The best was when he put the syrup away upside down on the top shelf with no lid on, coating my entire fridge in syrup, and that took hours to clean, etc. Then he would say, I am trying, you are just being a bee. I lost my temper and I know I couldn't leave him on the street, so I divided the house. The cabinet doors all have locks from the previous owner, so I got him dishes from the Goodwill and forbid him from using any of my dishes, so he is eating off his filthy dishes. I made it very clear that anything left on the floor, clothes, etc. gets a 1-day grace period, then it will be thrown away. Same with the few dishes he has, he would leave them in the sink until they started to grow mold. Ew. I started locking my bathroom door and he has to use the one in the basement which I refuse to clean. If his clothes are in the washer for more than 8 hours and I need to use it, I dump them wet on his bed. Any trash he leaves laying around goes on his bed. If he orders food and gets up and leaves his leftovers, I leave them to rot. Then they get thrown away. Twice the idiot had left food out overnight and came out and started angry eating it while glaring at me. Both times the idiot got food sickness. He destroyed my fridge again, putting juice in upside down with the lid barely on, once again destroying my food. So I mopped it up with towels and dumped the towels and all my ruined food on his bed, then put a lock on the fridge. He hates me and says I am terrorizing him. I say I was forced to mother him as a child, but was never given the parental control to actually teach him how life works. And since my brother used my childhood to treat me like a maid, I will no longer parent him. My view is some lessons have to be learned painfully. I will not gentle parent a grown man who cannot close a fridge door. Am I the a-hole? Woo, OP! I have a lot of comments to say about this. First of all, your brother is using he just makes me so infuriated right now, okay? He is so lazy. This is so, like, unbelievably. I cannot believe he even had a girlfriend. That he even has a child. I'm just amazed by that. Your brother is just a lame excuse for a guy, okay? What is he? Is he a slut? What? Is he incapable of taking care of himself? Leaves food? Come on, common sense. But then again, he has none, huh? He's using weaponized incompetence right now by saying, oh, I'm trying, when he was trying to put juice in the fridge. Your lid's not on. You know what you're doing, OP's brother. You're just trying to be a jerk. That's all, okay? Unbelievable. And OP, you really need to kick your brother to the curb. Kick him out of your house. Let him starve. Let him fend for himself. He does not deserve a home, okay? And what you're doing, that is nothing compared to what he was putting you through. Anyways, let's see what some of the commenters have to say. First commenter says, your brother's real problem is that he is not sufficiently terrorized. Kick him out into the street. With any luck, that will cause him some real terror. If that doesn't, oh well, at least he's out of your house, and keep him out. I completely agree. You need to kick him out immediately. Another commenter says, hopefully she can 1, kick him out, 2, keep him out. No apologies should be accepted. All hope has been lost. I would have been throwing his clothes out the window after the first fridge incident. Completely true. So the OP does provide a quick, brief update. She writes, says, so, just to update everyone, things came to head today. I had to work the early shift and had sessions with my table tonight at 6. I am DMing a few D&D games. I begged my brother to keep the living room clean. I came home and the house was more than trashed. I mean, it looked like a bomb went off. He even dropped a cup of milk on the floor and left it. I flung the whole milk jar at his head and screamed at him to get the F out. He tried to bulk up to me and I lost it, screaming, get out, get out, get out, over and over. And I guess he saw how unhinged I was because he stormed out. I cleaned up the milk, then jumped online to message everyone to cancel and saw the 700 notifications. You all gave some solid advice, and I knew reading the replies last night that this was over. I was going to give him a few weeks, but seeing that milk all across my new floor was the last straw. I don't know where he is going. I don't care. I thank you all. I love Reddit people. Good for you. At least he got out. Now there is update number 2 from OP. Let's get into that one. It says, final update. It says, to catch up, my brother is a pig and destroyed my home. This led to me figuring out my whole family kind of sucks. He ended up leaving with his barely legal girlfriend, leaving his newborn and ex whom he was cheating on. You can check my post history for context. Ooh, looks like there's more information coming out. Well, after all of this, I have not talked to anyone in my family at all, but kept in contact with his ex and have been spending a lot of time with the baby. I have never liked his ex. She was with him for a reason. I think the only reason they lasted for years instead of my brother's usual couple of weeks or months before the girls run screaming is because she is in a lot of ways like him. Even knowing that I kept contact like a dummy because I felt so awful over the kid being left, and I secretly think they are doomed because of their goofy parents. I know how terrible that sounds. I wanted to be a positive force in the kid's life. Well, my brother found out somehow that I have been around the kid and somehow got my new number, which totally perplexed me because no one in our family has it. He called me and cried that he does not want me around the kid because I will never do to his child what I did to him. This confused me because one, when he left, he declared his ex must have cheated and the child was not his. They clearly are. So why is he saying his child? And two, I have never done anything to him. I was made to be his mom, which is crazy because he is older, but never given any authority to correct him. So I spent my life chasing after him, cleaning up all his mistakes while he tormented me and treated me so horribly I end up literally medically diagnosed with PTSD. I asked him what I did to him and he said I always judged him, and even when he was a kid, I looked at him with judgment. Huh? I hung up on him right there because lol, I judged him? No duh. I could fill books and books with all the bad choices he has made and all the horrible things he has done to others. From the time he could talk, it seems like all he cared about was hurting others and offending others. And he was never had actually been punished for anything. I was the only one who judged him, and after his action, he rightfully should be in jail. Ooh. If the worst thing he has suffered is judgment, I have suffered way worse, often at his hands or because of his choices. The cold truth is that if it wasn't for my judgment and care, he would have gone on an OD about a billion times over. Or he would have called the wrong person a slur and found out the hard way. Excuse me. The only thing that kept him alive was me trailing after him, fixing his mess after mess. He apparently talked to his ex, and she has blocked me and told me I will never be allowed to mess with their child like I messed up him. Huh? I do not need anyone to tell me. She is appealing to my brother just to try to win him back, and that this is two deeply broken, messed up people blaming their shortcomings on me, because it is easier than looking in the mirror. I know. Anyways, I felt something snapped in me, and it was all like I care, and it was like all my care, anxiety, and worry drained out of my body. I do not care about this anymore, or of any of them. I changed my number again, limited my contact list even more, and when I can, I am moving. I will not be providing any more updates on him or my family because I do not care about these people anymore. I do not plan to have contact again. Thank you all for your help. Wow. OP, I'm glad that you got out of this horrible situation. And I wish you all the best at this point. It sounds like your family is just crazy and entitled and just so not mature. You move on with your life. Forget everything. Drop all the dead weight that comes along. Anyways, what do you guys think of this story? Do you think OP was the a-hole in these stories? Let me know in the comments section. And remember, if you like these types of stories, to continue to like and subscribe. I'll see you guys later.